Welcome everybody to another episode of The People Ask About Web3. Today we have Zach, CEO of FeverTokens, and we're going to be talking about Web 3.0 adoption. My name is Gregor. I'm the CEO of Parallel Office. Parallel Office is a metaverse company that is building 3D spaces in the metaverse. And today I'm going to leave the floor to you, Zach, so that you can introduce yourself and tell
Yeah,
us about how you got into crypto, and we'll freestyle from there, like we said.
yeah, great. So thank you for the invite, Greg. My name is Zach. I'm a CEO of FeverTokens. FeverTokens offers a complete no-code solution for Web3, so that will enable better adoption and easier adoption of Web3. For my own presentation, I can say I'm an engineer and PhD in mathematics. Applied to AI. I have launched several companies before FeverTokens, and more specifically, we got actually into crypto in 2016 with the arrival of Ethereum and smart contracts. So we got
That's a
interested
long
in that.
time ago. That's a
Yeah,
long.
yeah,
That's one year later. I started mining Ethereum. So
yeah,
I remember that was a really long time ago, and Ethereum was like around $200, $400, something around
yeah.
that time. Maybe
Okay.
afterwards it fell even less, and yeah, it was kind of worthless. But anyways, sorry for the interruption.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So our interest was actually in smart contracts and all this idea of having a programmable blockchain and launch software on the blockchain. So we got interested in that. Of course, at this period, it wasn't very well known, so we couldn't actually start a business by then. Just we're playing on these things. And yeah, on 2020 and 21 got a little bit back into this with the hype, of course, of 2021 on NFTs, and a lot of projects
Yeah.
popped out. And going from there, we just decided to create FeverTokens to make it much easier. Like in the first place, it was for us, so because we couldn't handle the load of projects that were asked actually to help develop in the space, and then we said, okay, let's just push that to the world and just offer something that look like a WordPress or a Shopify for Web3, basically.
Uh, we are talking about a very important topic, and that
Mm.
is Web 3.0 adoption. And especially right now, people hear a lot of talk about NFTs, and everybody is creating NFTs. Now, I remember a few months or maybe a few years ago, to create an NFT contract, you have to write code. You had to write loads of code, and that was Solidity code. There is not a lot of tutorials about it. It's not that user friendly. Also, the interface that you're using to deploy to the Ethereum network, even the whole concept of deploying to a network, all of
Yeah.
this is very mysterious, even to new developers. So, how are you guys helping, or how is the market adapting right now? Is it something? Are you guys creating something like Wix, something that is like just drag and drop, and you create your own Web 3.0 applications or NFT contracts?
Yes. Yeah, the example of Wix is very good actually, because it will look a lot like that, but for Web3. So basically, as you said, even today, the technical complexity of developing apps in Web3 is still very high. So this requires a lot of knowledge on Solidity, on blockchain, maybe managing blockchain experts, developers, etc. Sometimes it's hard for a lot of people to just, for example, define what is a good result, how they can assess if that development is good, is secure, etc. So this is takes time, and it's risky. So the objective of FeverTokens is to reduce drastically this complexity, this technical complexity, in like from developing smart contracts to the deployment of these smart contracts and the management of the life cycle of the projects. So that's why FeverTokens today is just you can configure your smart contracts without coding, like without having to understand what lies behind all the technicality of the blockchain and the smart contract code, the deployment infrastructure. So just decide what features you want into your smart contracts. Very simply, just by following the flow of the platform, and then you can deploy very easily just by clicking into a button to a test net and then to a main net, very simply. And you own actually the smart contract, still own the smart contract. So if you
What
decide
does
at
that
the
what
later
does that
stage,
mean that you own the smart contract? Because the
that means that,
website is,
yeah,
I guess, is generating it, and when you click deploy, you guys are generating the code and doing everything that what used to be done previously by
yeah,
kind of the
yeah,
developers. So
yeah.
how can you own it if it's on the blockchain?
Yeah, actually have the control on the smart contract. So it is your address, your wallet address, that has
Mhm.
the control on the smart contract. So we don't have a control on your smart contract. So you can actually use that smart
Mm.
contract outside of FeverTokens without any relation with FeverTokens in the future. So we just ensure that you have the like a proper implementation of your smart contract that is to the highest security and quality standards that you can find out there, and that is with implemented with the good or with the right governance system. So we use advanced role based access control for that, and means that at the end of the day, our users have full control on their own smart contracts that they deploy via FeverTokens.
Okay, so the way that I imagine it to be is instead of creating code inside of Azure or whatever platform, writing your smart contracts, looking for templates for the smart contract, you log inside of this application, maybe even with your wallet address, and then
Mm.
you click on a button that says create an NFT collection or create an NFT. You insert the name, you upload maybe an image, or just basically kind of steps that are very user friendly, and you use your browser without any code. And after you maybe configured and inserted all the things, you click on deploy contract. The contract is deployed, uh, and all of that code has been created for you because you guys created a template that then
Yeah.
puts these different pieces inside of it and generates a contract in the end. That is amazing. I think that is a great way of democratizing and allowing regular people to create NFTs for whatever use case that they have. What kind of use cases have you seen being created like this? Because I think there might be some limitations. Well, maybe before we talk about the use cases, why don't you tell me some limitations of kind of this approach?
Yeah, just to maybe point something. So we just like our platform is far more than just um, focus on NFTs. So it goes far way more than that. So it is about all Web3 applications and smart contracts. So you can actually decide what kind of features you want. If you want, for example, to build an NFT marketplace, like let's say, or an NFT store, you could say I want my NFTs. For example, to be sold randomly with a delayed reveal, the data to be stored
Let
in
me
a
let me let
decentralized
me
way,
just
etc.
stop you there for a second, just to
Yeah.
clarify maybe this
Mm,
point, because uh, I've used already a couple of platforms like
mm,
Third Web maybe, or
yeah.
Ramp XY, Nifty Kit, and platforms like this. And I've also used Fever Tokens.
Mm,
So maybe some things to clarify is that there's different things that you can create in the Web 3.0 space
yeah.
with NFTs. And what you said is really interesting. So you can create an NFT like many people have been creating, but you can also create an NFT marketplace like that you were explaining right now.
Mm.
Would you mind explaining what does it mean to create an NFT marketplace? Is it like a Shopify for NFTs, like a website with the NFTs listed already, or is it something more related to Web3?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is related to Web3 because there's a smart contract behind.
Yeah.
But the idea of a marketplace is that in maybe external users can come and list the NFTs into your marketplace. It's like building your own OpenSea, basically,
Okay,
where
with the interface and everything.
with the interface and all that, and all the smart contract behind. So if you want to run an auction, for example, for your NFT, so you need a marketplace smart contract behind that to be handled on chain. So these kind of things in FeverTokens are made extremely easy. So you can just say I want the auction, so you don't care actually of the smart contract that is behind this part. So this is a difference between us and, for example, third web. So where you actually have to construct your smart contracts yourself and link them the way you want. So in FeverTokens, you just decide what you want. You follow the flow, and everything is done for you. So can you build your own marketplace, basically, where other people can come and list the NFTs and decide that they want to do an auction, for example, etc. So these are different smart contracts. We also have the case of what we call splitters, for example. So these are specific smart contracts that will allow the splitting of the value that you generate from the sales, for example, in the first sale or the second market sales, like royalties and all that. So these are also specific smart contracts that handle these splitting, but in the platform, when you go through the process, you don't see that. You just configure how you want to split the revenues, and everything is done for you. So when smart contracts are deployed, they're deployed in the right way. So all these things are implemented well.
That is super amazing, meaning that anybody, as long as they have some uh, crypto in their wallet, because I guess all of the services and the services that you guys are providing are paid in crypto, right? So when you want to deploy your contract, that's when the payment and the gas fees and everything is paid for.
Yeah, actually using FeverTokens is free, so you just pay for the gas to deploy your own smart contracts,
Okay, okay,
which
that
is
is,
already
yeah.
which is already very optimized. So we have an architecture that optimizes actually the gas fee. So it costs like much lower than if you had to deploy a whole implementation of your smart contracts yourself. Um, so this is due to the architecture of our smart contract and Web3 architecture in general. But the service is free, so we take a small commission on the transactions once you start actually exploiting your marketplace, your store, your Web3 app. And just one last thing, maybe to mention about FeverTokens is that all what you can do with no code, you can do actually with low code or with our API. So basically, Web2 classical development techniques. So means that you can actually also develop advanced applications with FeverTokens framework. So you can customize your smart contracts completely with no code and then build your own UX, your own UI interface, etc., with your capabilities. So if you don't want to use our templates of front end templates, you can use your own and have your own logic into your app. So this makes it extremely flexible. And to come back to your initial question on the use cases, so this means that we have users that build their own NFT stores. We have users building their marketplaces to, for example, launchpad other brands. So this is the case of many influence brands that actually launch from FeverTokens. And we also have users that develop Web3 games using the FeverTokens framework. So just by configuring their smart contracts and then using the API to develop their own logic.
So what you guys did is you've taken out the complexity of creating smart contracts, and you make people focus on your product, focus on what you're doing best and how you're creating value, and leave the NFT creation to us without having to hire blockchain developers and stuff like that.
Mm.
You can rely on a technology like that, and I think that that is really I think that's really amazing. Why? Because for wide adoption to happen, we need to have more technologies like this. Is there any other technology that you think should be created or that is missing maybe from the space to facilitate adoption of Web3?
Yeah. So to answer this, let's just think a little bit about the core problems that prevent from Web3 adoption. Um, for us, there is this technical complexity you just talked about, and that we are trying to lower with Fever tokens. There's the cost burden that we also tackle with Fever tokens. So it goes hand in hand on with the technical needs, but also the gas fees, etc. But one another point that's very important is the compliance framework, the utilities that help especially small brands to launch on Web3. So this can be legal framework. So basically be able to associate legal documents, IP rights, etc., to these NFTs or these collections that these brands can be building. So this is providing security to these brands. It can be related to the for example, invoicing, accounting, when you do transactions on the blockchain. So this you need to handle these things on chain. It can be the initial setup of your wallets as an organization, etc., to be able to collaborate on different projects. So all these things are important. And the way we tackle this at Fever Tokens is that we work on integrations with other brands, other products out there on Web3. So, for example, we are integrating Request Finance, which is a service for invoicing. We integrate many other apps that enables you just very easily to choose the good legal documents associated to your case, for example, and plug that directly into your NFTs. So which goes with the metadata on your NFTs or your collections, etc. So we enable also the monitoring of the project over time. So this is extremely important. So you can actually have a view on what's going on your Web3 projects, how splitters function, give you the controls if you want to stop, for example, your operations if you want to freeze. So all this interaction with smart contracts that you can do simply via dashboard. So all these things I think are very important, and we need a lot of tooling in this space that we want to integrate, of course, to Fever tokens to make it extremely easy for these brands to just to manage their Web3 projects through the whole life cycle.
That's a very detailed answer. You mentioned a couple of things, meaning that basically blockchain adoption is not just basically due to complexity, but to a series of other factors like legal requirements and so forth. And I wanna change a little bit direction, and I just want to ask you about the blockchain industry as a whole. Meaning, what do you think is the direction right now of the NFTs, basically how they are evolving, how they may be becoming smarter? What are some of the new capabilities that we're going to see or we're seeing in the NFT space? And what blockchain would you suggest to people getting into blockchain? Should it be Polygon? Should it be Solana? Should it be? There is so many. Uh, so yeah, there's two
Yeah,
parts.
yeah,
It's a two-part question.
mm, yeah. For the first part, what's interesting, what we are seeing is that the hype period is gone. So we have seen a very high speculation period during the last year, which, yeah, interesting because it's helps somehow the adoption, so people are getting into it. But it's not how actually the industry will evolve in the future. So what I think is that Web3 goes far beyond these basically speculation NFTs, so art, yeah, collectibles, etc. So it
Collectibles,
goes,
exactly.
yeah,
That's 98% of all of the
yeah,
collections that have been released have been 5,000, 10,000 generated collectibles that absolutely serve no purpose or no utility except being generated art or yeah, just kind of
yeah,
nonsense. So what's up with that? Yeah, what's next? Well, I mean,
yeah.
how are we
So
going to? Yeah,
so I think these, yeah, we have seen now there's a downturn on these collectibles. Maybe a few of them can remain and can provide a good social community utility for their owners. But now what we will see is actually the real development or evolution towards the next generation of internet that is powered with NFTs and tokens in general. So it's not only NFTs; it could be semi-fungible tokens, what we call now Saul Bao tokens, which are NFTs that you can't transfer, etc.
what are these NFTs that you can transfer? What are they used for?
So the interest of that is maybe they will serve as an identity card, some official
Hmm.
document, so you can't actually transfer easily. So and serve as legal proof of in many cases. So this is also standards are being developed around these things. But the idea is to say that NFTs and tokens and Web3 go far beyond the speculation, the ownership of simply owning digital assets, but actually it will be utility centered. It will be the backbone of many internet applications that we will use in the future. So this will basically cover all like a big bunch of sectors and domains. So it can be in the hotel sector, travel sectors, events, yeah, insurance. So we'll see many applications powered with the blockchain and NFTs and these different types of tokens and smart contracts in the future that
what
will
i'm hearing
yeah,
what I'm hearing from you is that basically right now we haven't even seen what is the real use cases of NFTs haven't been
yeah, yeah,
developed. The real kind of the real value adding processes and businesses haven't really created those NFTs. What we're seeing is the pioneering examples of different of examples of kind of this new technology. Meaning that somebody created an art collection, they sold it for a lot of money, the whole world saw it, and everybody wanted to create an NFT because companies like FeverTokens made it simple and possible for people to create NFTs. No,
we
I'm just,
actually so
yeah,
actually it's also because of what we said before, the cost, the complexity, it's difficult to
yeah,
experiment. So actually what we offer at FeverTokens is the possibility to experiment new things very easily. So to find, to
yeah,
figure out what is the case, how we can use that to boost your business models, to discover new revenue models,
exactly.
etc.
Exactly. I think that's also very important because all of these NFTs that have been created, all of this is just test and play and people getting into it and new hacks being developed and getting fixed. So it's a really, this hype served as also as an acceleration, I think, in the space, meaning it generated more investment from investors because of the hype. It generated more people getting into it, learning it. So it wasn't all bad, meaning that
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
we hyped the NFTs to out of proportion, out of the moon, but in the end, it served other good purposes as well. What about the other part of the question regarding different blockchain technologies that are out there? Which one would you suggest? And are you keeping an eye on any particular upcoming blockchain technologies, as in layer
Yeah.
one or layer two? Doesn't matter.
So from our standpoint, we in general we don't want actually to like be directional in this, so to tell people which blockchain they should use. So there are advantages and maybe disadvantages in using specific blockchain. Um, but yeah, our positioning is to enable basically anyone to develop into any blockchain, so they can choose that. We try to provide some guidance on, depending on your projects, on your needs. If you need, if you have a lot of transactions, you need speed, etc. I can maybe use Avalanche or a different blockchain. If you need a low gas fees, yeah, you can use any of these now layer two or side chains that could provide. If you want it, if you want it to be extremely decentralized, so yeah, better use maybe Polygon or Ethereum. If you don't care, maybe and you need, you're in the gaming, for example, and you want large adoptions in Asian markets, maybe use Binance chain. So depending on the use case, it can be interesting to choose a different blockchain. It's very important that the like the creators or the developers of Web3 projects choose wisely these blockchains depending on their objectives. What's important for us is to be able to provide the possibility to build into any blockchain. Yeah, so
And
we already offer the option to develop into, I think, more than 8 blockchains right now.
and that is why Fever tokens and technologies like that are really great, because you don't have to learn the smart contract code that goes behind
Mm,
each one of these blockchains. You don't have to think about the security that you have to put inside of each one of these. You can just choose the blockchain that best suits your use case, like you said.
mm.
So there isn't really one that is best for all, but based on what you're doing, transaction speed, cost, you should choose the blockchain that best suits your needs. Amazing, awesome. I wanna thank you for your time, and this has been amazing and very insightful. I wanna ask you one final thing. Is there anything that you feel like sharing that we didn't discuss, that that you wanna tell the audience regarding adoption, regarding blockchain, anything at all?
Yeah, thank you very much for this chat. Very cool. Um, yeah, we covered many aspects. Maybe last comment from my side is just say, yeah, for anyone who wants to start into Web3, just try to figure out how you can do it your own way. So do not copy blindly what happened last year. Yeah, do not try to follow that hype. So um, this period is gone. So now it's time to try to discover new ways of using Web3 wisely, actually, to enable new business models, new business streams, new options, etc., and start experimenting now. The cost is very low. The technical complexity is gone. If you use solutions like ours, you can actually uh, develop a lot of things very easily and very quick.
That is amazing advice. Why especially? Because uh, don't try to copy what you said. I think it's priceless and should be written on almost any newspaper right now that is informing people about Web 3.0. And that is, if you're creating an NFT project or a project, don't copy how the projects have been done previously. Why? Because first of all, many of them were just hype and relied on marketing, just kind of push an idea and then kind of abandon ship. So mostly kind of scams. And the other part is many of those projects that succeeded were because of hype, not because of real business value that they were providing, technical expertise, or the product that they had. So right now, like you said, I think is the time of analyzing really the projects as if they were businesses, and in terms of what kind of value are they bringing to the users, and what kind of revenue do they have? Do they have revenue? And how is the Web3 associated with this? So it has to be more considered like a business and a startup. Awesome. I'm really glad that there is people like you that are creating these technologies. I am an avid user, and I will be definitely a user of FeverTokens. I'm going to check it out into more detail and be creating a NFT marketplace. So it's awesome, great. Thank you for this chat, and thank you everybody for tuning in with us. It has been amazing, and once again, thank you for your time and have a great day.
Thank you, Gregor. Have a nice day.